Hey teachers, this is Brittany from Teach Blog Travel, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use the basic features of Zoom for video calling and conferencing. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do before we actually get into the video is I'm going to ask you to go ahead and create a new tab in your browser. That way you can actually do the steps and follow along with me as you're watching. So go ahead and do that now if you haven't already. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my entire screen because when you get into Zoom, you're going to see that a lot pops up. Okay, so what you can do is you can go to Google Chrome and just google.com or whatever window opens up when you pop it up. And you can just type in Zoom for Teachers or Zoom Education. And I have already signed up, so education plan is the first thing that comes up as far as a Google result. So I'm going to open that up. And as you can see, I'm already signed in automatically up here on the right-hand side. And I have a few different options. I can join a meeting that's already happening or that's scheduled to happen soon, or I can host a meeting. So because you're going to be hosting a lot of meetings for your students, let's start there. The first option you have is to start a meeting with the video off. This is essentially like a phone call, except for that it's done over the computer. A little pop-up is going to say, do you want to open this app? I'm going to click Open Zoom Meeting so that it knows it can proceed, and it's going to take a second to load because my internet is not very fast. Okay, so sometimes my internet pops it right open in the browser. Sometimes I have to click here. I'm going to click Open Zoom Meetings, and we'll see if that gets the application going. Okay, so what I just did, I just went and checked, and this might be a problem for you too, so it's good to know. If you have any ad blockers in your browser, make sure that they're turned off, especially when you have any kind of sites that are doing any pop-ups. So that's another thing that you'll want to go ahead and do now if you haven't already. And then after you turn off your ad blockers, then go ahead and click refresh again. And then that way, if that's what's blocking the pop-ups from happening, then that'll go. Okay, open Zoom meetings. Okay, let's try again from my browser. There we go. So sometimes like it was just working a second ago with the pop-up, but you know, those things will happen to you in real life and in real time too. And so you just have to stay patient and calm and troubleshoot. Okay, so you can see I have a couple of different options here. I have the phone call option, which is again, it basically is a phone call. You have the audio on the computer without any visual. And then you have the computer audio here. We're going to click Join Audio by Computer. And a little pop-up should come up saying it wants to use your microphone. Make sure that you click Allow. That gives it permission to do that. And we're actually going to mute the video here because I don't want it to have any echo because I know that happened in one of the last videos, and I'm so sorry about that. But this is essentially what it is. So I'm going to click hide there so you can actually see everything. So over here you have your mic screen, and I'm not going to click on it right now, but if I did click on it, it would unmute me. Right now I am on mute. So if you see that little red line through the icon, that means it's not showing. My video is also muted right now. If I wanted to show that, I can click on it and it's going to ask me for permission to use my camera. I'm going to click allow, and then as you can see, there I am. But I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And I have the option to invite people here, so I can click on invite and a couple of different options pop up. It's going to give me my default email, and that's whatever is internally in the computer. So usually that's through Outlook. Then there's also through Gmail or through Yahoo. So what you can do is if you use the pop-up version and you click on Gmail, it actually populates the email for you. So let's try that for a second. I'm going to click on Gmail. And this is what happened last time, is that it opened a new tab and then you weren't able to see. So that's why I re-recorded. So hopefully that'll be alleviated this time. Okay. So yep, perfect. So if you use Gmail, which is what you'll likely be using because you're using the Google Apps and GSuite, you're going to click on that icon, and as you can see, it already populates an email for you. Now, this is for if a Zoom meeting is already in progress, you're running it right now at this instant, and you want to invite people to it. The subject is to join you, and then it tells you who's inviting you, what the meeting is about if you named it, and then it tells them exactly the URL for that. And when they send it, this will become a live link that they can click on and go right to your meeting. And if they need to log in, they have their meeting ID and password right there. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and click on this because we're not actually going to send it. You also have the option of copying the URL. So if you copy the URL, you can just click that. And then if you have another application, maybe up here, or you have Gmail already open in a separate tab, or Messenger, or really any other application, then you can just paste that and invite them. And you can copy the whole invitation by clicking here. Okay, so manage participants. Now, this isn't really relevant right now because I don't have anyone else on the chat. But if I did, I have the option of muting them, unmuting them. I can rename them, or you can like have them start their video. So this would be good if like when you have all of your students join your conference, really, really important that you make sure that they're on mute if you're the one presenting. And also if you're using right now, like I'm using a microphone and I have no headphones in. If you're using a microphone and you have no headphones, it is really, really important to make sure that you have your speaker off if you have internal computer speakers. So you can do this by clicking on your bottom audio, and hold on, this message needs to go away. I'm not sure if you can actually see the overlays, but just so I can see. Okay, so when you go to your icons at the bottom of your screen by your time, you're going to see the little audio speaker icon. Make sure that's muted because you don't want to have an echo. And I know that in a couple of videos I've recorded, you've sometimes heard that. I sometimes forget to turn it off, so I'm sorry about that, but I just want to save you from making the same mistake. Okay, so you can manage participants there. And you can also, like you can lock it so nobody else comes in. You can allow the permission, so you can give your participants permission to mute or unmute themselves. And then you also have the chat. So I could start by saying, hi everyone, and I just click enter, and just like any other kind of messaging system, it's right there. So that's pretty much it. And those are the basics. Oh, another thing too here. So we have multiple participants can share simultaneously. So maybe like if you're doing math drills and they have whiteboards and you're going to have them write an answer to a prompt you give them, that might be a good option to have that. And you can even put them on mute so that you can just see their video, or you can set it to only one participant sharing at a time. So that might be good if they actually have to give like a book report or presentation on something. So yeah, those are basically it. And then when you're done, you can just click leave meeting, and it's going to ask if you want the end meeting or leave the meeting, and they are different. So if you are the host of the meeting and you click end meeting, that means the meeting is done, the live link is no longer active. If you click leave meeting, then that means that the remaining participants can continue to meet. So for the host, you want to go ahead and go to end meeting so that it automatically ends the meeting for everyone else. Okay. And I'm going to take that off. And yeah, that's basically it. It's very simple. It's very similar to Google Hangouts and Google Meet. But I know that a lot of schools are going to choose Zoom because a lot of students are already familiar with it in other applications. And a lot of teachers, especially if they've graduated recently, they would have likely used Zoom in their conferencing and collaborative projects. So that's it. That's a crash course on Zoom. If this is interesting to you or if this is helpful, you can join the Google Classroom crash course, and you can do that by signing up at teachblogtravel.com, and we will send that join code out to subscribers. Otherwise, if you just want to stick to the videos, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials and helpful tips on education technology and different design methods for blogging and vlogging. Thanks so much for watching. I hope it was helpful. Until next time.